Hello and welcome back, fellow soldiers. You know that when it's Thursday and you'll get a notice from Steam that the Hell Let Loose devs have just uploaded a new developers briefing, it's going to be a good day. And this, even though they uploaded the biggest update yet in Hell Let Loose history, the update number 6 last week, and still they are bringing more stuff to the table that they are now presenting in the developers briefing number 75. So let's jump right into it. In this week's developers briefing, the devs include some smaller changes that will come in the following updates and also some bigger changes that will come and that look very, very interesting. Now, to begin, let's just start out with what the developers thought of the new update, how it launched, etc. From the developers briefing, I get the feeling that the developers are very happy with how the update turned out and how the community took on the new update number 6 with all the changes and the new map Hill 400. And they also write that they are still testing the new map Hill 400 and also the new changes that came with the update number 6 together with all their departments, and they are focusing on fixes, tweaks and changes across the board. Animations and sound not included, they write. And this leads me right to the next point, and that is the sound update. We knew that there will be a big overhaul of the sound system, of different sounds from the game, that we will get new sounds, and a lot of community members have been waiting for that. And I also read a lot of articles on Reddit, a lot of posts on Reddit from community members that asked for a sound overhaul. And in this developers briefing, the devs write that we will get a big sound overhaul in the update number 7. And the changes concerning the sounds will focus largely on firearms and explosions. And I think that is the thing that most of the community members were asking for, that we're getting an overhaul on the firearms sounds to make them sound even more realistic. And we're now also getting an overhaul on the explosions, which I thought were already pretty good. But let's see what's coming for us. Next up are the animations, and we've already had developers briefings dedicated to the new animation overhaul for themselves. We know that there's a big overhaul coming and that this will change a lot of how the game works and how it will feel for us playing the game. And that's exactly what the devs are announcing in this developers briefing with the following statement. We'll be showing this off in the coming weeks with a huge overhaul and something that truly changes the entire feel of the game. We went back to the drawing board and brought on several talented animators to rebuild our pipeline. We've spent many days in a mocap studio to rework our TPP animations, while all our new FPP animations are entirely procedural. And with that statement, they give us a sneak peek, how they are calling it, of what is coming for us. And if you have a look at it now on your screen, then you'll see that there are quite some interesting things to notice. The caption of the image is "The gloves are on." And if you follow this caption, you'll see that the player in that sneak peek is indeed wearing gloves. And I think that will be also part of the upcoming changes to the customization features that will also be included in the following few updates. But this is not the only thing that comes to my eye immediately. What I see on this image are 2 soldiers, and if you are having a closer look, you'll see that these are cardboard soldiers. And what I think of this, and what I think this could be, is that they will probably include a shooting range kind of thing where new players can move into and try out their new weapons on those cardboard soldiers to just get a feel of how they work and how the game looks in general. So I think this could be some kind of playground training terrain for new soldiers that will come up in the upcoming updates. Could also be just speculation by my part. That's just what I see in this image coming for us. Let me know in the comments down below what you think this sneak peek could mean and what it could include in coming updates. The next changes are focusing on the metagame, and here I want to just read to you what the devs write, because it just sums up everything that is coming for us and that will change for us. As the community are also feeding back, the Ninja Garrison meta and redeploy meta are both ugly crutches from our previous implementation of the spawn building meta. We're going to be addressing these in the coming updates before we leave early access, as features we'll be implementing will directly address these. For example, we'll be implementing a much more fleshed out supply and ammunition metagame that will remove the need for infantry to redeploy. Alongside this, we'll also be overhauling the way supplies are placed, as well as introducing logistics vehicles. We'll also be revising the way garrisons look and the way they're taken down. Nearly every aspect of this gameplay loop will be revised, with the end goal being a far more intentional push, parry, block style of gameplay that relies on clever use of tactics to penetrate the front line instead of the usual Recon Ninja units. And yeah, as I said, this pretty much sums up the most important things. It has been a problem, if you want to call it so, that it is possible to place garrisons immediately after a sector has fallen, so you'll get the advantage in pushing into enemy territory and rushing the next point. And I think that's only fair that they take that problem serious and are working on it, and I think that will improve the gameplay a lot if they can solve how this whole meta works. Also, the thing with the supply and ammunition guys, until now support had always to redeploy to get new supplies. I think this can also only change for the better, and I'm very interested in what the devs have in mind to solve this little problem. Next up is the level design, and the devs write here that on their journey with all the different maps that they've released, they noticed that there can't be enough cover on maps. And I think that's also what you guys have experienced on the different maps, me included. Those open fields are very, very long to cross, especially if you're running through enemy fire. You'll never make it too far. And that's also what the devs have seen and have noticed, that it is very difficult to place garrisons and OPs on certain maps and also cross these open fields on certain maps. I especially think of the Bizuri Foy Road map that has a lot of open spaces and is very complicated to cross once the enemy has dug in. And as the dev said, they'll also work on this problem. They'll include more map overhauls, more overhauls of the older maps, and they'll include more covers for us soldiers. So that will 100% make the gameplay more interesting, I think. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of this. Next up is a thing that has been very controversial, and that is the new Recon or Recon or whatever it's called feature that the commander and also the spotter in the Recon vehicle can use to mark enemy positions for a short amount of time. We've had a lot of players that weren't satisfied and weren't happy with that all players see those marked enemies on their map, and I personally think too that this shouldn't be, and the devs have seen that and they're saying they're looking at probably overworking this and having a closer look at it. They're thinking of probably making Recon marks appear only to the leadership roles, so the commander and the squad leads, and that would mean that those leadership roles have to communicate enemy positions that have been seen by the Recon feature with their squad mates. And I think that would be a very good solution. I would be very interested in what you think of this topic too. Let me know in the comments down below. That will be a big comment section. I hope so. Going to be interesting to read. And to finish things off, the devs are mentioning that there will be crashes and punching bag servers. And what that means is the devs are running a punching bag server. It's called punching bag server, one in Europe and one in US East. And these servers are made for the devs to see what they can make better in a server that runs with 100 people. So what they are asking us is that we join these two servers, the punching bag servers, as much and as frequently as possible, so the devs will see how the servers work if there's high usage players wise, and they'll use that to debug and fix problems that appear during a gameplay. And that's been it for this week's developers briefing number 75, I think it was. If you enjoyed this video of mine, then please leave a like and a subscribe to the channel. That shows me that you like what I'm doing, and you also show the YouTube algorithm that you like my videos. If you want to read the developers briefing yourself, you always can do that on your Steam account, clicking on the Hell Let Loose game, and you'll also find the link directly to the developers briefing down in the description of my video. Now I'm definitely signing off. Stay safe out there, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna see each other on the battlefield.